We're talking about Steve Kerr. We're talking about the Warriors' record, 46-36. Point I'm making is the way that this offseason has sounded, it doesn't sound like the team went 46-36. Not here to tell you that that's good enough. Not here to tell you that they were so close to contending, even though Brandon Podziemski did. I don't feel that way. But I also don't feel the Warriors are in as bad of a spot as many people have made it out to be.
Not that bad of a spot, and it's all relative because what we're used to around here over the last 10 years is playing in June.
Sure.
And I mentioned it before, Steph Curry's played 32 games in June in his career. He's 22-10 in June. And when you play in June, it means you are in the NBA Finals, and we got used to that. And so 46-36, whatever, good record, but you're a 10 seed. And when you're a 10 seed, back in the day, you weren't even in anything, but now you get to be in the play-in game, which means you get to go to Sacramento and get your butt kicked.
Let's go to Joe in San Jose. Hi, Joe. You're on with Willard and Dibs.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm with you. I think you reload with what you got. A few minor tweaks will get you there because with Draymond, when he played, they were like 12, 14 games over 500. Without him, they were like 8 under. You get in there, you get the 4th seed. You're in. And I know you guys were worried about the Sacramento massacre. Last year, they started 0-2 in Sacramento in the playoffs, and they won. They got the experience to go deep in the playoffs. They just got to get outside the play-in round.
Well, I'll say this, Joe, and I wonder how y'all feel about how this has played out. Joe, thank you for the call. It's a good call. The word experience is starting to become a buzzword for me. And alarms go off in my head when I hear it because it seems to be something people are using that is like this amazing weapon that the Warriors have in their hip pocket. They've got experience. And we all know sometimes experience is another word for old. Sometimes. So, like, Minnesota just went against Denver. Who won? Like the team with, quote, no experience, who was down by 20 in the second half in Denver, and they won. However, we were told Oklahoma City was going to come up short, and they did. It was tight. They very, very narrowly missed coming back for Game 7, which I think would have likely gone their way. So I don't think it was a poor showing. But I don't know, man. How do you rate that idea right now of experience? Because the Warriors have it, and the Lakers have it, and the Nuggets have it, and they're all going to watch the Western Conference Finals.
I do think that it matters in some ways, and Minnesota did have experience. They've been in the playoffs now 3 straight years, so to that end, they've been in a series in April and May, and I do think that that matters, but they've never experienced what they just did, which was go on the road in a Game 7 and fall behind by 20. No one's ever done that, gone down by 20 in Game 7 and come back to win.
Correct.
Let alone on the road, so that's an experience that even the Warriors don't have in a Game 7. So every experience is not created equally. I do think that we overstate it when it comes to the championship pedigree, and that's the phrase really more than experience for me. Championship pedigree. And yeah, it matters, but did it matter in Sacramento when you went there for the play-in? Well, of course it didn't matter because your championship pedigree was not good enough to do anything outside of a quarter or a quarter and a half, and Sacramento just gave it to you and ran you off the floor.
There are 4 teams left.
Right.
How many, and I'm talking about like
players, key
piece players.
Oh, okay.
Not some dude at the end of the bench, but key piece players in the remaining 4 have won a title.
Jeez,
there's only one name that's coming to my mind.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all, folks.
Well, I'm thinking about Boston. Don't they have
key piece players? Now, they've all been to the finals.
Right.
But they lost.
Right.
So, yes, they've got experience. They've got a lot of playoff experience. But they don't have that pedigree.
Drew Holiday won with the Bucks.
Okay, Drew Holiday. There you go. Thank you, Grandy. And that counts. That's a key piece player.
It's twice in 2 days you guys have forgotten that NBA Finals.
Yeah. It really is.
I just did actually mention Boston.
Well, no, but you didn't mention Drew Holiday.
Well, I was getting there, but go ahead.
How much time do you need?
Another 30 seconds. You know.
Is Grandy not allowed to get there first?
No, Grandy nailed it.
You love to race on the math.
Yeah.
You can race too. It's all good.
He's good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Al Horford, but I guess he ever win one? In Miami, he's been around so long. Anyway.
I don't think so.
Yep.
I don't think so. And I don't even know, does he count as quote-unquote key piece? He has been at times in his career. Anyway, you get the point.
Yeah.
What is it about that Bucks-Suns series that makes me feel like it never happened? What is that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I know that the Bucks won one, and I always forget that it was against the Suns.
Yeah. Was that the year before?
Yeah, it was the year right after COVID.
It was the year
21.
after COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what was going on that year? How'd the year look? I can't remember.
That was the Warriors going 39 and 33.
No, but like, what did the stands look like? Was it full? Was it half?
It was half. It was a slow build.
It was a slow build.
Yeah. And that's
yeah, see, that was all like
that was
whatever.
the same year that the Giants winning 107?
Well, the Giants with the 107,
or was that the next year they won the 107?
No, it was the next year because
the summer that the Bucks won the championship was the summer that the Giants won 107.
Correct, which was fans, but not necessarily in full.
No, socially distant.
Yes.
Because Supper and I, my then girlfriend, now wife, we went to a game, and when Yaz hit that big home run and they were down 7-0 and they came back to win, there was about 13,000 people there.
But it changed.
It was heavenly.
But it changed because by
later in the year.
Yes. Playoffs, I went to game 2
and it was full.
Jammed.
Okay.
Jammed. 40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Which was a full year and a half after the pandemic.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah. I did. I've X'd a lot of that out of my brain.
Yeah.
I remember 107 wins. I remember Shasky cruising down in Barcadero with a flag. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Posey's home run. I do. You know what I remember about Posey's home run to right field? This annoyed me. I had just moved, and so I think I was watching the game maybe on like a laptop or something like that, and so there was a delay, and people in the neighborhood,
totally,
and I'm like, what's going on? And then it was like
somebody get engaged.
38 seconds later, Buster hits one over the arcade, and I'm like, I don't like watching the playoffs like this. I don't want an indicator ahead of time when something's about to happen. That's what I remember about that home run.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about no experience in these playoffs outside of Kyrie. I mentioned Boston. Lucas came in and chastised us. Grandy corrected us. And then we were on to the pandemic.
I don't think that experience doesn't matter. I do think it's overrated.
Completely.
That's what I think.
Completely. And I think that these playoffs are showing you that because Denver had the experience and they went down 2-0 at home to a younger, more athletic, a longer team, and a team that was kind of built to beat Denver. And then, the experience of Denver all of a sudden mattered again, Mark, as they won 3 in a row, and they were going to put Minnesota away. Well, there's that experience again. The championship pedigree of the Denver Nuggets. Here they go. And then all of a sudden the experience didn't matter again because Minnesota came back to win the last 2 games of that series. And well, now guess what? Minnesota's got more experience than they did the last 2 years, and they've won 8 playoff games. And you could say the same about Indiana. Does Indiana not have experience because they've never been to the Eastern Conference Finals? Well, you could look at it that way, but you could also look at a team that has made a nice little run winning 2 series so far.
Yeah, I'd argue largely it doesn't cover everything, but I think largely experience has had a rough playoffs. The Milwaukee Bucks experience, Miami Heat experience, Golden State Warriors experience, Lakers experience, Suns experience, Nuggets experience. Sure, even the Clippers to a degree. The Mavericks have some experience, what have you, the Boston Celtics, but I think this idea that experience really wins series for you is largely a figment of our imagination a lot of the time.